Hi everyone, hope you're all doing well. Welcome to Alternavita. I have another wheat germ post for you this week, and this one wasn't especially surprising to me, but it is a randomized clinical trial using actual type 2 diabetic patients with non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. And it's been repeated. So I think you will find it helpful. So it is beneficial effects of probiotic combination and wheat germ oil for NAFLD. NAFLD, or non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, is marked by a buildup of lipids in the liver cells exceeding 5% of the liver's weight without heavy alcohol consumption or other liver diseases. It ranges from simple steatosis to non-alcoholic steatohepatitis, which can lead to varying degrees of fibrosis, cirrhosis, and even liver cancer. Insulin resistance plays a crucial role in the onset and progression of NAFLD, affecting glucose, fatty acid, and lipoprotein metabolism. Currently, there are no approved medications for NAFLD, despite many clinical trials. Well, I don't know if that's necessarily true, because there should be, because we're studying colostrum for NAFLD, and I believe that's already in stage 3 or 4. Anyway, despite many clinical trials, treatments have been suggested, such as drugs for insulin resistance and weight loss like metformin. I'm not even going to try the next one. Lipid-lowering drugs, antioxidants, and TNF-α agents. Recently, altering gut microbiota with probiotics has been proposed as a potential treatment. Probiotics are live organisms that benefit the host when administered in adequate amounts. Studies on animals indicate that probiotics and prebiotics can alter microbiota, improve digestion, regulate appetite, and influence glucose and fat metabolism, improving insulin sensitivity and reducing chronic inflammation. Studies in animals have also shown that probiotics with omega-3 fatty acids, namely the combination that they are using in this study, significantly reduce liver steatosis and triglyceride accumulation compared to probiotics alone. Based on this, a double-blind, single-center, randomized clinical trial was designed to evaluate the effectiveness on probiotics combined with omega-3 versus placebo in type 2 diabetic patients with NAFLD. So, more pronounced probiotic combo with flax and wheat germ oil, and I'll have more about the flax later. More pronounced changes were seen following administration of a probiotic mixture containing mostly live strains compared to lyophilized ones. This randomized controlled trial demonstrated that co-administration of the live multi-strain probiotic mixture with omega-3 fatty acids once daily for 8 weeks to patients with NAFLD can significantly reduce liver fat as measured by the fatty liver index. This combination also improved serum lipid levels, metabolic profiles, and reduced chronic systemic inflammation. However, liver stiffness did not show significant changes in either group during the study. Outcomes align with other researchers who use similar measures to evaluate the efficacy of a symbiotic supplementation in lean, non-alcoholic fatty liver disease patients. In their trial, after 28 weeks of administration, the reduction in hepatic steatosis and fibrosis measured was significantly greater in the symbiotic group compared to the placebo group. The difference in liver stiffness results compared to this study could be attributed to the longer supplementation period in their study. Previous reports data from randomized controlled trial with similar design and endpoints, showing the beneficial effects of a probiotic formulation alone for managing NAFLD. After further investigations, this study found that supplementing live probiotic strains leads to a more pronounced reduction in fatty liver FLI. What was that? Fatty liver. Can't remember what FLI was. Let me find it. Sorry, I'll find it later. Fatty liver. Anyway, a more pronounced reduction in fatty liver and chronic inflammatory markers. Moreover, this combination significantly improves serum lipid parameters. The beneficial effects of probiotics containing different lactobacillus and bifidobacterium strains have been demonstrated in several randomized controlled trials and summarized in recent meta-analyses. These studies showed that probiotic therapy significantly decreased transaminase levels, a marker of chronic systemic response, and improved lipid metabolism parameters such as total cholesterol and high-density lipoprotein. Long-chain polyunsaturated fatty acids have also been studied as a treatment for non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. Preclinical studies demonstrated that dietary omega-3s prevent hepatic steatosis by downregulating sterol regulatory element binding protein, a key transcription factor in lipogenesis, and upregulating peroxisome proliferator activated receptor, PPARA, which regulates genes involved in fatty acid oxidation. The excessive production of reactive oxygen species due to mitochondrial dysfunction causes lipid peroxidation, triggering inflammatory processes by activating redox-sensitive transcriptional factors, leading to necroinflammation and activation of stellate cells, which causes fibrogenesis in NASH. Recent animal studies showed that omega-3 supplementation decreased hepatic oxidative stress by improving antioxidant status, restoring antioxidant enzyme activities and glutathione levels, and prevented high-fat-induced hepatic steatosis and inflammation by inhibiting NF-κB and decreasing pro-inflammatory cytokines TNF-α and IL-1β. Recent randomized controlled trials indicate that polyunsaturated fatty acid supplementation combined with protein meal replacement under calorie-restricted dietary conditions or lifestyle modifications significantly reduces waist circumference and exerts beneficial effects on metabolic parameters. including triglyceride levels and HOMA-IR and IL-6. That's insulin resistance. Castro et al. Analyzed 17 studies investigating the effects of omega-3s. They found that 12 studies reported a decrease in liver fat and other markers. However, 5 studies also involved dietary restriction and exercise alongside omega-3 supplementation, indicating that omega-3s improve NAFLD independently of weight loss. And that would be coherent with what Dr. Robert Lustig says. The lack of improvement in some studies may be due to the short duration, poor compliance, patient-specific factors, and the sensitivity of the methods used. 3 meta-analyses of randomized control trials for omega-3 treatment for non-alcoholic fatty liver disease examined 3 to 9 clinical trials each, involving up to a total of 561 patients. The omega-3 dose ranged from 0.83 to 6.4 grams a day, and the treatment period lasted from 2 to 18 months. The overall outcome indicates that omega-3's treatment improves plasma markers of hepatic damage, triglyceride levels, but had inconsistent effects on plasma markers for cholesterol, LDL, and HDL. Finally, other researchers compared the effects of probiotics BSL-3 with omega fatty acids to single-arm therapy in apparently healthy overweight adult volunteers. The study showed that BSL-3 supplementation increased lactobacilli and bifidobacteria and reduced gram-negative bacteria, while the combination of probiotics and omega-3s improved insulin sensitivity and reduced CRP levels more than probiotics alone. So HOMA-IR is homeostatic model assessment for insulin resistance, a mathematical model that estimates insulin resistance using fasting plasma glucose and insulin levels. The model was developed using data from the physiological studies and computer software that solves equations to estimate insulin resistance and pancreatic B cell function. The model has since been improved to HOMA-2 model to better reflect human physiology. And again, they had better results using live strains. So, results: co-administration of probiotics with omega-3s can reduce liver fat, improve serum lipids and metabolic profiles, and reduce chronic systemic inflammation in non-alcoholic fatty liver disease patients. Manipulating gut microbiota through probiotics is a potential treatment. Researchers conducted a double-blind, single-center, randomized placebo-controlled trial to evaluate the efficacy of probiotics versus placebo in type 2 diabetic patients with NAFLD. 48 patients were randomly assigned to receive Simbitor Omega, a probiotic biomass with flax and wheat germ oil, 250 milligrams each, omega-3 concentration 1 to 5%, or a placebo for 8 weeks. Primary outcomes were changes in fatty liver index, that's what it is, FLI, fatty liver index, and liver stiffness, LS. Secondary outcomes included changes in transaminase levels, serum lipids, and cytokine levels. In the probiotic omega-3 group, fatty liver index significantly decreased, while no significant changes were observed in placebo. Liver stiffness changes were insignificant in both groups. Probiotics with omega-3 significantly reduced serum gamma-glutamyl, transpeptidase, triglycerides, and total cholesterol. Chronic systemic inflammatory markers significantly decreased only in the Symbitor omega group. So that's how that works, and I'm not surprised because I knew that just changing to good oils can have an immediate effect on inflammatory markers, and that's immediate, but it takes like 14 to 16 weeks to change your composition, your entire body composition to good fats versus the effects of bad fats. So how it works: dietary omega-3s prevent hepatic steatosis by downregulating sterol regulatory element binding protein, a key transcription factor in lipogenesis, and upregulating peroxisome proliferator activated receptor, which regulates genes involved in fatty acid oxidation. And I suspect you'll have better results if you stay away from the sugar. The excessive production of reactive oxygen species due to mitochondrial dysfunction causes lipid peroxidation, triggers inflammatory processes by activating redox-sensitive transcriptional factors, leading to necroinflammation and activation of stellate cells, which causes fibrogenesis. Long-chain fatty acid supplementation decreases hepatic oxidative stress by improving antioxidant status, restoring antioxidant enzyme activities and glutathione levels, and preventing high fat-induced hepatic steatosis and inflammation by inhibiting and decreasing pro-inflammatory cytokines. Oh man, this light in here drives me crazy. Along with these green walls. Okay, so the Symbitor Omega was supplied by Scientific and Production Company. It contains a combination of flax and wheat germ, 250 milligrams each. Concentration, I already said. The biomass of 14 alive probiotic strains: lactobacillus, lactococcus, I don't know how to pronounce that, bifido, propionibacterium, acetobacters. Over eight weeks of interventional period, the patients received 1 sachet, 10 grams of probiotic omega-3 and placebo per day. All sachets were identical with similar characteristics in taste and appearance. So what they used was this particular product for 8 weeks. So again, safety: gluten sensitive or other allergen sensitive people should avoid wheat germ. Refined wheat germ oil typically contains no gluten. Wheat germ was well tolerated and is a natural food. There weren't any negative side effects were minimal in this particular study, and it didn't prevent anyone from dropping out or not continuing. So Wheat germ and individual components have been extensively studied. For a cross range of conditions, wheat germ oil has similar benefits. So if you don't want to take wheat germ, the wheat germ oil shouldn't give you any problems. That's according to the US FDA. However, there can be trace amounts. So if you're in the severe peanut allergy category in regards to gluten, you might want to avoid wheat germ oil as well. So what kind of sugars in wheat? Wheat grains include glucose, fructose, maltose, sucrose, and a tetrasaccharide called fructosyl raffinose. The sugars present in wheat grains include total sugars, reducing sugars, and non-reducing sugars. It is clear that wheat and whole grains have a positive or neutral effect on diabetes risk. Overall data does not show that foods made with whole grains promote or increase diabetes risk. Okay, everyone. So that didn't surprise me because I've seen similar effects regarding fish oils and sepsis and inflammation and the effects on the microbiota, etc., etc., etc. And the changes could be immediate. But again, if you want to change your body composition, you're going to be spending at least 14 to 16 weeks. And then regarding flax oil, I wouldn't look for a combination. I would just go with the wheat germ oil. Because in other patients, why there would be well, I kind of know why, but it's not confirmed. There can be huge differences in the composition of omega-3s. And in previous studies, when they compared flax with fish oil on particularly sick patients, and including autoimmune and including women with PCOS, the fish oil had a different effect than the flax oil on PCOS, and PCOS was not alleviated with flax oil versus fish oil. So it's kind of like, I'm guessing some of these greater effects in wheat germ oil might be due to the vitamin E content. I can't say for sure because no one knows. No one knows specifically exactly how vitamin E works. They don't know everything they should know about vitamin E. But I'm guessing sometimes it's similar to cod liver oil versus taking synthetic vitamin D's. If you take cod liver oil, it's completely safe. You don't have to worry about it because everything that works symbiotically in the cod liver oil is already in there, and you already have the cofactors, the vitamin A, whatever other vitamins are in there, and it just works differently than a standalone component. So just because, olive oil works differently than other omega-3s. Cod liver oil works differently than fish oil. Salmon oil works differently than fish oil. Wheat germ oil works differently than flax oil, even if they're all so-called omega-3s. They can still have different compositions, and that could affect the way they work. So I don't know. I don't know because they don't know. So I'm not going to speculate any further than what I've already read in different studies regarding different omega-3s. Except that I do know that marine polyunsaturated fatty acids worked better in some specific conditions versus plant-based. And the specific plant-based omega-3 was flax oil. And that was on autoimmune, metabolic syndrome, and PCOS, and Parkinson's, a whole range of different autoimmune conditions, lupus, RA, Parkinson's, PCOS, metabolic syndrome. It's all in my book. I'd have to go reread that particular chapter. But it's all in my book, and I remember being kind of perplexed by that, but it's not that surprising anymore that they're called omega-3s, but they can work slightly differently. And wheat germ oil is loaded with B vitamins. I believe A, E, D, K, zinc. I can't remember all of the B vitamins, but I know thiamine is one in particular. But I believe it has almost all the B vitamins. So it's very, very good for you, and it's just another good oil to keep in your arsenal, along with your olive oil, your avocado oil, your salmon oil, your cod liver oil, and or your fish oil. And I'm pretty positive the only thing that might give wheat germ oil a benefit above the others is the vitamin E content, the natural vitamin E content, which I believe a tablespoon provides 135% of your daily vitamin E recommendation. So it just might be the superior amount, or the increased amount of vitamin E that is giving a little bit more of a boost. Okay, I think that's about it. And I'll try to, I have some more in this. It's been very interesting, and I just didn't want to tackle a difficult paper this week because I have a lot on my plate. So thanks a lot, everyone. I'll see you next time. Bye.